She has become the poster child for YouTube for Realtors, and today she finally reveals it all. Today I've got the pleasure of bringing on Vane Monroe, and listen to this. She got started just a few years ago with zero experience in real estate. She has since built a YouTube channel that has surpassed mine with over 120,000 subscribers. She's been able to sell development. She's been able to impact thousands of agents. And truthfully, this is one of the most valuable conversations I've ever had on my YouTube channel. If you don't leave this conversation inspired to take immediate action, I genuinely don't ever know what will get you to do it. Vane breaks down exactly what she did in order to get started on YouTube with zero experience while balancing her family with little to no time. What she did to achieve such a meteoric rise on YouTube and build a internationally recognized personal brand. And then she even talks about how she transitioned to short form content and is seeing wild success on Instagram and TikTok as well. If there's anything that I can say about Vane is that she does not hold anything back. She gives you everything that you need to take immediate action as soon as you finish watching this conversation. Now, two quick things before bringing on Vane. Number one, I will link all of her content below because this is the blueprint of how to build massive momentum as an agent on social media. And number two, she coaches and trains thousands of people. And if you would like to book a call with her to talk about getting her support, mentorship, and guidance for free, you can click the link in the description because she helps so many people across North America, Mexico, and beyond take their business from struggling to breaking six figures by leveraging her unbelievable social media strategies. This is the conversation you need to hear if you've been stuck in your own head, struggling to take action, because she's going to get you fired up, and I can't wait for you to hear what she actually did to achieve massive success in such a short amount of time. So without further ado, let's bring on Vane Monroe and give you the blueprint of how to crush it on both long form and short form content as a realtor. All right, Vane, well, super excited to have you back on yet again. It's been incredible to see your journey since we first did our first video together, which is pretty much the week that you launched your own YouTube channel. And fast forward, a couple of years later, you've now actually outgrown my YouTube channel and you've just been on this, meteoric rise. And it's been so cool to see. It's been so inspiring that, you've just been the definition of taking massive action. You haven't relied on anybody. You haven't let anything get in your way. You've done it in a different language and I can't even support in that language. And you just grab the bull by the horns, and you've been able to have so many life-changing opportunities come to you because of your YouTube channel. So I'm excited to talk about your journey of both long form and short form. But for anybody that doesn't see either of those other videos, introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, what you're up to, and then we'll start diving in.
Hi, Mike. I'm so glad to be here. I'm Vane Monroe. I'm based in Mexico. I'm from Mexico. And because I call to action, I saw you on YouTube. Well, I was searching for Facebook ads for realtors because I met a friend that she was a broker in Orange County. So guess what? I went in like I major in marketing. So I thought I can help this girl because I've been doing marketing all the time. I even did digital marketing before Facebook even existed. So I was doing all these things, and I thought, I can help this girl, sell a house. How different could it be from anything I've done before? So I searched Facebook ads for realtors. I saw you. I found you. This is before COVID. It was around December 19, right? 2019. So I was amazed of all this information you were giving for free. And then you had like courses and things. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm loving this. And then I always say this, you had a call to action. I don't remember what it was, Mike. I remember something like, if you want to do something with me or something, I don't know. I'm like, whatever, I'm going in. And we just had a Zoom call like this. And I think we just instantly clicked, right? Like these crazy minds of entrepreneurship and trying to help people and discover what this is, because we don't know everything, right? And you have to learn the process and fail and then get up and do it again. And so when you and I met, I'm like, Mike, I want to do what you do in Spanish, just for Tijuana, like to help agents in Tijuana, where I'm from, and you and I know your mind was you already been this journey, and you're like, and how about if you do like a YouTube channel? And I'm like, oh my god, no. You told me if you want to scale, you have to do a YouTube channel. And I'm like, Mike, I'm like an ¿cómo se dice? An art, like I'm not, yeah, I'm not an introvert, but I never do like videos, or I just opened my Instagram account, so I didn't have, like you have like your college, your high school, blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't want to have these people in my life anymore. You're like, no, nothing is for yourself anymore. Everything is public. And I'm like, what is he talking about? And then you told me, and so what's your favorite color? I'm like, I don't know, black. And I'm like, well, mine is purple. You should choose like pink. And I'm like, okay. So, and then you told me you should do everything I do in English, in Spanish, and you will do a course in Spanish. And I'm like, this guy's telling me so many things, and he's willing to like to teach me everything for free. That blowed my mind, right? So in this journey in 20 years, I never found my purpose until I found you. And it's funny, Mike, because it was to become a teacher. Like if you see, like, I mean, we're entrepreneurs, but at the end we're teachers. We're teaching people how to be successful in their real estate business with social media, with mindset, with systems, with AI, with all these things, right? So we started that journey in that I remember in it COVID started. So we were going to meet and we couldn't meet, right?
Yeah.
So as you said at the beginning, it's really funny because I think one of the obstacles will people say is like, oh, my coach is not even Mexican. He doesn't understand Spanish and he's in Calgary. What the hell? How am I gonna be successful, right? And as you said, I just rip and duplicated everything you taught me, right? Like you told me, do this, do that, do that, da, da, da. And it was so difficult. Not that difficult, but it was in COVID. So I couldn't go out. We couldn't go out. And then I had kids. My kids were 10 and 8 in that moment or less. I don't know. Like they will scream all day, right? So when they went to sleep, I will study it all day. I will study everything you taught me. And then I had to, translate it to Spanish and tropically say all this like to Spanish. But also, Mike, because I knew, okay, I know marketing, but I never ever been a real estate agent. I told you, if I'm gonna do this, I have to be a real estate agent. And guys, even if you don't know, in Mexico, you don't need a license to be an agent, as in many countries, like you don't have to. So what I thought is, if I'm going to teach this, I have to go all in. I have to understand the business. I have to, So I got in contact with one of the biggest brokers in Tijuana, and I told this guy, so Hector, please, I just want to, go in and learn one development, and I'm just going to sell that development. That's it. So I can, do what Mike is telling me about Facebook ads, what I already knew, but I have to try that. Start with my personal brand a little bit with videos, in Instagram stories, like, oh my God, this is crazy. And so I did. And in my first month, I sold my first development, my first condo, all right, doing the Facebook ad thingy. And then like I think with like $10, and I got a 7,500 commission. Yeah, 7,000. Yeah. And then I sold, because of my personal brand, I sold my first land. And I thought, this is crazy. So the first month, I'm getting $18,000 ish. Like, Mike, I can do whatever, So then that's how I started, doing in the nights. Like I study. So in the night, I will record every night, every night, every night until 4 a.m. ish, every day, every day. And then as COVID hit, and being a Mexican, I couldn't, you couldn't go through the border. In my family, they're all Americans, so they will go to the park and then Sundays, and they will enjoy. And I wasn't gonna cry because of that. I will study and and record all day long until I got the thing you told me to do. And then you told me you're gonna launch your YouTube channel and you're gonna do it one in your channel and one in my channel. I didn't even know what I was doing. Like, and I see my first videos, and as you also show your first video, so funny. They suck, but they have a
Yeah.
lot of value for the people. My first video, I think, has like around 15,000 views. Oh my god! Like 15 calls I didn't have to do, and it's still growing and getting me leads every day. So that's in a long long story short, that's who I am. Right? Yes.
Yeah, it's so crazy, looking back and remembering that, I was able to just as soon as we talked, it was very evident that you're a workhorse and you've got this passion, this drive, and that you're the very rare type that's going to do whatever it takes, no matter what, and not let anything get in your way. And I just remember looking back at the start of your journey and seeing the fact that you would like disappear for a little bit of time, and then you would come back and you would show me that you were getting like 50 Facebook leads from this ad that you spent like $5 on. And it was just like, oh my god, she's actually doing the work. And that's such a huge credit to you of just following instructions and not overcomplicating, but trusting the process and realizing you've always had this mentality that if one man or woman can do it, so can another. And you've never let that get in your way based on where you're located or your level of experience. You've always just said, I'm going to figure it out. And that's been a huge just component of your journey. Let's talk about that YouTube channel, and what you did in the beginning to get to this point. I know that you've got some unbelievable short form strategies that I'm excited to talk about, but when it comes to YouTube, you really just got started and you did everything in the beginning. I think a lot of people will look at your channel and they'll see your stunning thumbnails. They'll see the quality of your work. They'll see the subscriber account and they'll almost discredit it. And they're like, well, yeah, it's easy now because she's got a team just like me. But in the beginning, that wasn't the case, right? What is that journey like for you? And the retakes, and I know you were having a time with it. Let's talk about those early days about your channel.
Yeah. Gladly I had you. At least I had someone that did my thumbnails, and because I had that well done, because you already knew that that was so important to have. And we did our branding, remember. That's like, you tell me, let's start with that. And sometimes I think if you don't have the money, at least have a great picture, right? And my pictures weren't great. You remember, I will take them like in my house, like my husband was taking. They were so funny, like my thumbnails. And but I always been someone that doesn't care if it's perfect. Like, I remember I partnered with my sister a long time ago, and she's a designer, and she's like, "No, it's not ready because the line." I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm losing money. I don't care about the line. Let's just put it in." So that's what I thought about my videos. I mean, oh my god, the sound. I didn't. I always tell people I didn't have a light. I didn't have a microphone. I didn't have a camera. I didn't have anything. So there were just content, like, I just told you, okay, I have the videos. I didn't have, these jump cuts, like when you edit, when you mix up, or no, they were like raw. Like, they
Yeah.
would just go like, I'm sorry, I was saying that, whatever. The videos are like that, but they had a lot of value. So I just thought, like, people that are interesting in this content, because you go to YouTube to solve a problem or to learn something, so they will go to that video. So I didn't even overthink it, or like, just, you told me, put it, okay, what date, that date. So I think, if you see my journey with, since the beginning, you told me you have to do 2 videos, so I do 2 videos every week. um I saw, like, if I go back and you see how your first video is, and then you see your eighth video, it's amazing how you get comfortable in the camera, right? Because sometimes you think, no, it's going to take forever. But yes, it took forever, because the first video you did it about 100 times. So the eighth video, you're doing it maybe 20 times. So, but you're feeling it's you with you. Like, not no one else cares. And if they do, well, I was gonna say a bad word, so I don't care. Like, people will tell me, like, "Oh no, why did?" I remember my mom telling me, like, "Everything is okay, but why did you go like this at the end?" And then, that's not professional. I'm like, "Mom, like, what is she thinking about that?" And not that. the other things, right? And this is me. Like, I want it to be me, 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 me. I don't want to be someone else. I just want to be me, and I want to connect to people. So I think my journey was like, I was afraid of doing the video, but I didn't care of do it. I had to do it. I just wanted to do something that fulfilled me, because I've done everything for 20 years. I didn't like I will be successful doing like selling phones, for example. But I'm so bored now. I did it. What should I do? And when I started this journey, I was so passionate. And as you can see, man, I'm like crazy. I was so passionate, and I am so passionate. And I remember, Mike, I think maybe around my eighth video, I get a guy from Spain as that he's like from Spain. I was thinking I'm gonna help people from Tijuana, you know. This guy is like, "Oh, I saw your YouTube channel, and I love what you're doing. Can you help me with my Facebook ads?" And I'm like, "What? This is crazy." So I love that journey, like just doing videos. Like people is like eager to learn. And if you're giving all this value for free, you're gonna be their top of mind. And remember when I got in, Mike, we saw maybe we had like two or three competitors. See you later. Like I just surpassed them. Like bye bye. Like it was like fast. Maybe in 6, 7 months, I surpassed them. They stopped doing content, and it's not that their content is not good, but sometimes they keep a lot of the content to themselves, so you're like so confused. And as realtors, you're not a marketer, right? So you have to teach them step by step. And I always say that I teach my audience, like, you know, the book like for dummies, like you learn everything like from step one. What do I have to do? You're not here to do an MBA with me, right? You're here to learn the basics and how you can scale your business through that and keep scaling and scaling. Yeah.
I love that. And, you know, there's so many things that I want to unpack there, especially, you know, you just taking massive action and not overcomplicating the process, and looking at the pace at which you can improve. So many people are waiting for that first video to be perfect, and you'll realize that you can record it 100 times over, and in 2 months from now you're still going to look back and think that is absolutely terrible. um, but you haven't just been on this journey, you've helped coach so many others to be able to become successful on YouTube. And I think that's a really important note that I want people to understand, because if they check out your channel, the bulk of it is like mine, marketing.
Yes.
And the assumption might be, well, you know, what do you know about actually selling homes? Number one, you have sold homes and land and
Yes.
a ton of developments, but you've helped other agents focused on production build momentum. The biggest question that I have for you when it comes to YouTube is, uh, I'm sure you deal with the same, I guess, roadblocks that people face when it comes to YouTube. Is they don't look like how they look. They don't have time. There's all these excuses that people have on getting started on their YouTube journey. What's kind of your advice for people that are getting started but are trapped in their head that's causing them to not take action?
Like if you want to be visible, you have to be stop being a 007 agent, right? You're missing out. Like imagine like the new realtors that are coming, the young ones, they were born with a cell phone, so they don't care about, you know, taking videos. And you're losing time, you're wasting time. You have to be in front of the camera, and you have to like you have a strong value proposition. Everyone has one, right? And you like it's you've seen you said this before, like it's this disrespectful if you don't like put your what you know to the world, because you will help so many people doing it. So that's one part that I tell all the agents. But and also that because I teach a lot of Spanish speaking people, right? So the ones that are willing to do the job, you see, they don't have competition. Like me, I didn't have competition. Like even in English, even if there are many agents doing YouTube, how many are willing to put it weekly, every week, every week? So I don't think a lot of people does it. And I have like Felipe Padilla. You already had him, Felipe, in your channel. Like, he has become an icon at EXP because of his YouTube channel. And he told me, Bane, what should I do? Let's do a great personal branding and then start your YouTube channel, do these videos, and keep going. And that's why how he made almost 30.5 30 million dollars because of his YouTube channel. Like, that's crazy. So if I tell them, people, if I gave you 30 million dollars right now, well, and I told you that if you did your YouTube channel, you will get that. Will you do your YouTube channel? And they're like, yes. Well, you have to start. And I'm sorry to tell you, your first video is gonna suck, but you're gonna get better and better and better and better because you're making these reps. It's like everything in life. Like, if you, I wanted to go in a horse right now, I will fall so many times. I don't know if I can get up. You have to do the reps to keep it going and going. As I was telling you, like, that I was in the general session at EXP. If you told me like 2 years ago that I had to go in front of, I think I wouldn't been able to, because I already done the reps, and I've been in conferences, I've been doing this. So you get ready to that moment, right? So they say that about luck is the moment when preparation. What, I forgot it in English. Like, you
Yeah.
get ready. And that I've been doing so many reps, and people just have to start to do the reps. If you don't start and if you keep them in that folder forever, I'm like, oh my God, just play next. Like in Atlas Alliance, this guy that was talking about basketball is like, next, next. I just see my videos like that. Sometimes one video, I'm gonna tell you, I was sick, and I suddenly I can see that I was like with my, like, I went like that. Oh my God! And all the videos like they're like, and my eyes are red, and I'm doing this video and like, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm sick. I didn't notice this, but I had to do my video for you guys. So I didn't care. And I just put my video there. If I have a teenage boy, and then like, Nico, please shut up because I'm doing my video. And then he starts the music like reggaeton is going. I'm like, oh my God, guys. If you have a teenager, that's the sound of a teenager. So I don't
Yeah.
stop the video. I just keep going and going. And that's next, 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 next. So I think if you have that mindset, content is key. Like, people ask me, like, how many, like, if I do so many content on Instagram, the algorithm, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, who cares about the algorithm? Just put content there. Like, content, 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 and you will be top of mind. Like, that's what I think you have to do. You have to keep in mind that content is key, and it's the best way to attract people to your funnel. Like, letting them like develop their like, know, and trust. So that's how I see it, Mike.
Yeah, certainly, even I told you this before we got on, like, I'm sick right now and I'm recording all these videos. My voice sounds all weird, but again, it's like, I'm not going to reschedule them because this is a commitment and I'm not going to stop and it's going to happen. Even, after I got my hair done in Turkey, I looked like a freaking avatar, right? Like, my head was bald, my head was like bulging from the freezing. And one of my top performing videos was recorded looking like that. I looked like an absolute lunatic. And but I said, like, I have to be consistent. I'm not going to wait until I'm healed and my little sprouts start coming out. It's like, I'm doing it now.
Yes.
And it provides that relatability because it shows that you're genuine. It shows that you're honest. you know there's a really big question that I have for you, because you continue to talk about the importance of consistency. And you're right. I see people constantly intentionally, and this is my opinion, I'm sure you can echo this, they're intentionally complicating it to delay them actually doing the work. They'll get to the point where they're ready to start recording, but I don't know what editing software. They get to the point where they're ready to start recording, but I don't have the right lighting. And they're always coming up with these excuses as to why now is not the time. But when you look at the people that are winning, they're doing it with whatever they have at that moment and figuring it out. You look at some of the people that are in our group and your group, like Felipe and Suman and other people, they're just using the iPhone and they're just going out and doing something because, we talk about this. If you do nothing, you're guaranteed to end up in the same place as you are right now. If you do something, you're guaranteed to at least end up in somewhat of a better position than you are if you do nothing. Like, there's only up from there. But how do you stay consistent? Because people will look at me and they say, okay, you have no kids, you have no obligations. Like, of course you could be consistent, but I'm pretty much the only one that's in this position that's within our group. You know, if you look at you and all these other people, they've got families, they've got kids. You had to drive your kids to school across the border to San Diego
Yes.
and back every day. And you were being consistent and being a mom. You know, how did you stay so consistent in the beginning and now up to this point?
Because I'm super committed with what I do, and also, of course, I have it in my calendar. You know, I have everything dialed in. Like, what are the things that move the needle? You always talk about this, moves, move, whatever. But I think, like, first for me is family, right? So I have to in my schedule. I have to have my family first. Like, what I have to do as a mom, like this, and that. Then me, my body. I played tennis for 40 years, so I have to play tennis. I have to. That's where I get all my fire.
Yeah, for
You
anybody
know.
that doesn't know, you're about the same height as a tennis racket.
Oh my God, Mike, come on. You're so mean. I think those two things first are like my balance, right? I have to have that perfect dial in. And then, okay, I will get those spaces where I can be with my team, do content, do that. But for YouTube, I always like have Thursdays. I will study like maybe Thursday late evening, like what I'm gonna do next day. And I don't have anything. I don't have anything in my schedule on Fridays just to record content. So that's how I get consistent. Like I know I have to do that, and I will do that every Friday. Every Friday, if something happens, because as a mom or okay, I will do it on Saturday, but it won't. I will do it. Like I will do it. I have a commitment with me and with my community. And as I see growth, like that's what has taken me to that level. As I said before, all the other creators, they stopped, So because they stop sometimes because they think they this delay gratification, they don't think about that. And when I started with you, I didn't even think about what was going to happen. I was just doing because of the passion I have for marketing, because I connected with you, because it was like something new for me. And it's still, I don't do it because what's going to happen next. Like, no, I'm like, what's going to happen next? Like, because all the things I've done in these 4 years, but not because of the YouTube channel, right? I will keep doing it because I get so many, like, you impact so many people, Mike, in their lives because of our journey, and they see you like, wow, right? As I tell you all the time, like, you and I are like in this space, like, well, your space is bigger than me, but like in a 2 by 2 space. Imagine you're all the day working, you're in a Zoom call, you're this and there, and when you get out and you see people in person, even if they're not in person, they come to you like you're like a superstar, right? Like, it's so crazy because I'm so humble. I don't have an ego. I don't see me like, oh my God, but I see how great the impact I've made, even in my children. I wrote the book, and I remember someone told me, what does it mean to have build a legacy? Is it in English, legacy?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's a strong question. I don't know what to answer, right? But people see you like that. And I think that impact, when people tell me I've changed their lives, you motivated me. I sold my first house because of you. I did my first video because of you. I did this, that, done. People that cried opening the Zoom call. It's crazy, Mike. And that is like my purpose, like impact people. And that's how I go to sleep like an angel. Like, really, I just look like, yeah, I'm so happy. Like, I feel like I keep going and going and going and going because of that. Because I'm gonna keep impacting people. And just before we go to a second thing, I remember this year they invited me to Ecuador, which is a country that we don't have EXP there. So I've been to another countries where we have EXP. So it's normal that people will know me because of EXP. But Ecuador, no one know. We don't have EXP at Ecuador. So I go to this big conference, and you're gonna close the event. It's an event of 3 days. It's a huge event. It's an amazing event, and so I go in the event, uh, and then, like, once I go in, like, I put my foot there, like, people are like, Vane! And I'm like, this is crazy, right? Like, I cannot even, like, people are like, oh my God, picture, blah, da, 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 da. And my husband didn't go to another events with me. So I was telling him, oh, I'm growing, I'm doing this. When he saw that, he's like, oh my God, babe, you made it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, uh-huh. Like, you got to that point where like you did, like in a building. How do you call when you're doing the building, like all this thing, like how do you do
Yeah.
it? What,
Foundation.
the foundation, like it's there, like that's the more difficult. But once you keep the promises you keep to yourself, and you're doing that, you're doing the reps, and you have the foundation. Let's see, Felipe, let's see Suman, like let's see what's happening, because it's gonna grow and grow and grow and grow and grow until you keep growing and keep going, being consistent. So it's amazing what a personal brand and a YouTube channel can do in your life, and my life, and other lives is in my family, right? Like, you are the one that it's making this difference in your family, that maybe no one knew that. I know they knew I was crazy and I can do things, but even now, when I tell my family, I'm gonna buy my next house next year, like in this community, and they're like, yeah, right, yeah, but
Yeah.
I know I am, so because
Yeah.
I work my ass, sorry for the ass thing, but I am. So I think that's how you have to see, when you start in anything, you have to be committed, consistent, and don't care about what anyone else thinks about you.
Well, you couldn't have said it better. And you also touched on a very important concept, which is the fact that when you started this journey, and I know this from being a, basically you and I holding hands through the entire journey together, working so closely, is that you were never caught up in when it's going to work out. You were never caught up in when am I going to get paid. You were never caught up in when am I going to see the tangible results. Like ever since I knew you, you went into this and you focused on serving, you focused on providing value, and you really just embraced the journey and said again that if I'm consistent with this, something is going to happen, right? You can't be consistent with something that others have seen success with and you're this unicorn that it doesn't do anything for, right? Like that just doesn't happen. That's what I find agents are fabricating that story in their mind where they think they're special and that it's going to work out for everybody else but them. And you've just had this beautiful approach of contribution. Like all that you've done since the beginning is commit to being consistent. You had your priorities in check and you poured value into people. And I think it's just such a beautiful journey. But that now translates into short form because, most people are good at one platform. You happen to be good at all of them.
I
And
my.
it's been really cool to see that you've been able to take those lessons from camera confidence, but apply it in a radically different way to short form content. Let's talk about short form. What has that journey been like for you? Because short form is a completely different animal than YouTube, and it takes a different skill set. So you started to build momentum with YouTube. I think that's intelligent because you were focused on one thing at a time.
Mhm.
And then you started to go all in on short form video with Reels and the rise of that, but you were kind of back to the drawing board learning something new again. Talk about that journey.
Oh my God, Mike. Short form was difficult. Once, because the main thing I think was difficult for me, it was because on YouTube I knew people that, like, none of my friends were going to go to YouTube, because why in the hell would they want to learn about Facebook ads, right? But when I went to short form to Instagram, oh, they're now my circle of like my circle of friends, and everyone is gonna think I am crazy, right? Like, oh, what is
No,
this girl
kind
doing?
of
Like,
are.
now she's an influencer. What the? And I hate that word, influencer.
Yeah.
Like, I like to say about me like I'm a coach, right? I'm a coach and I'm helping. But when that I told myself I'm never ever going to dance. Like I'm not even good at dancing. That's like that's something I'm not good at. Like I can be a Latina and move something. Oh my God! So I thought, okay, I don't even remember. Like I did my first video when I were like one, dos, tres, cuatro, like that. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then I have my daughter, Sophia, that you know her. Now she's 13. When you met her, she was like around 8. But she's this girl, like, she's such a perfectionist, right? And she will go like, "Mom, that is awful." Like, no, 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 no. You can't post that. You can't do that. And I'm like she made me cry, like, but I knew, like, if I wanted to do this, like, teach people at the beginning, I had to do like they suck. Like, I didn't even know how to use Instagram. I have to learn that this new platform, how to edit, how to put this, how to put that, how to do transitions, how to do that. So it took me around maybe 2 months, like, to learn what I had to do, and I got better and better and better, and then I have a team, right? And my team, they all are marketers, so that helps. But in that moment, I was alone, like, I was doing all my reels. But you know what, I found that the reels, like the short form reels, um, got something I didn't know, that creativity I didn't know I had. And then I I started doing these reels, but in a fun way, like where people can connect with my personality. Because in YouTube, yes, I have my personality, I have energy, I have this, but it's a lot. I can't be funny all the time, right? I can't. So in short form, I started like being like more me, like, and I think short form for me, Instagram. What I love about Instagram, one, I had love two things. One, I can automate my business, but two, I think it's like that close friend when you give like these glimpses of your personality to people so they feel more connected to you, right? So I think that's what I love about short form. So I started doing a lot of reels, like when they were like more dancing, because now it changed more of different b-roll and all those things. But I took a lot of, I will see what's trending, so I will do a lot of reels just when they were like, la la, and it was so fun. I love doing that. I love like how people told me like, you motivate. I love your content because like you're fun. You make me smile. You make me this. So I thought, oh my God, I'm loving this. So that's how I started in short form, and I still do in a different way, but like yesterday, because we are doing a launch of my academy in Spanish, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this like I used to do it, because my team is like, you know, it's not trending anymore, like to do this and that, but you have so much connection with people, so you should start doing it again. And I thought, let's do it again. So I just did one, and I laughed so much about it. So I think, okay, I'm gonna keep doing it, not like so many because I don't have that much time to do those, but at least 3 a week. Like, I'm gonna be consistent with 3, right? But I think it's amazing how with the short form, if you know how to be intentional with your content, because some people burned out because, okay, I'm doing all this content but I'm not getting leads and I'm getting clients. Well, because you haven't, short form, or you have to go in, like, first you have to see who you are, your value proposition, who is your avatar or buyer persona, and then what are your pillar content that you're gonna tell them, how you're gonna attract them, nurture them, and then convert, right? So in that funnel, that is a lot of information, I know. So you have to be intentional. Okay, if I'm going to talk about this pillar content, so what's my intention right now? So what's my call to action? Do I want them just to comment, to like, or do I want them to schedule a free consultation? Do I want them to get my buyer's guide or my relocation guide? Do I want their email, phone number? What do I want? So I think when people don't understand the call to action, and where, if it's a warm, hot, or cold audience, you have to be different in that conversation, right? And I saw this video the other day that I loved, and she talked about the level of conscience that people have, right? So when they don't even know you, when they know they have a problem, now they know they have a problem and they want a solution, and then they know they want a solution, but then they know the solution is you. So it's amazing how, copywriting and all this conscience thing, it's important to have a great content to your community where you can convert them. So I think that's my journey in short form. Like, you can be fast and you can be top of mind all the time. Like, all the time people will know. Like, they tell me, I see you in the soup. Like, I make 14 contents a week in my Instagram. I have my my two YouTube channels. I do blogging, I do email marketing, and I do ads. So people see me all the time, right? So I think it's very important, if you go to short form, be yourself, be intentional, have a call to action, and learn that not all call to actions are to sell. You have to have
Mhm.
call to action to nurture, to build community. So I think that's what I love about short form.
Yeah,
And I say so
certainly.
many things.
Yeah, I love it's ton of value, and just having having that clarity of what your outcome is. I think a lot of people are posting just to post, and there is some value to that because it's better than nothing. But
Yeah.
as you start to get in the routine and the habit of being consistent, now you have to post with intent. You have to post with an outcome, a goal, so that you're not just aimlessly. People are I see people that are consistent, but they're always wondering, why do I not have any leads? And it's like, well, if you start to audit the content, you realize that none of it's catered toward actually getting leads. It's just out there to be out there. Now, you talked about your whole array of what your content looks like on a weekly basis, which is multiple short form, your two YouTube videos, you're doing all of this stuff. What does a weekly or monthly routine look like for you to make sure that you're able to actually stay on top of all this? I know that some people are going to listen and say, well, that's extreme, and you can work toward that, but in the beginning, you had no problem with doing your two YouTube videos a week, your maybe 3 to 5 short form videos a week, and you were consistent with that until you had a team and went to that next level. But how did you balance all of that? Were you spending one day preparing, doing research, one day recording, or how did you start to make sure that nothing got dropped?
Yeah, you know what? I think, as you do it on Saturdays, you do it like whole of them. No, I can't do that. Like, no, my brain, no. And then because I have all these interruptions of my family and everything. But what I also did, is, if I was doing short form, I would do them like in one day, the five. Like, because short form, when I used to do those, there were more like transitions and this and that. So it took too much time. Once I understood, like, okay, I built a community and they're coming and everything, and then, well, I started being successful. I started making money, right? So I'm bringing people to my team. So I thought, okay, this video, it might take me this real, like, to have it like this, it will take me like 1 hour, maybe, or 30 minutes or something. So imagine seven, it's a lot of time, and it's not paying me anything right now. So I thought, okay, I'm going to delegate that. I'm going to do like that first, and you do the next, like you put it there, da, 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 da. So that's how I think, once I started getting money, I started having a team. Because you can't do it all. I love to delegate things. I'm not a perfectionist. So okay, you do the email sequence, do it. I believe you know my voice, so do it. So you do that, you do that. But I always do my YouTube channel. I do my research. No one else. I think you do the same. I don't know, but I do my own research. I do my own video channel, my own video. I edit it like when I get mixed up, and I love to give it to my editor with the jump cuts, like it's perfectly, so she can do it beautiful, and that's it. And then for the short form, like, you know, nowadays, like, because I don't have to be there, like my team knows my voice, my team, like, we long form, and then we multiply that content in many ways. Like, it can be a carousel. Now that they're like doing it so well, right? We can do a carousel, we can do a reel, like just a b-roll reel. We can do a reel of my own YouTube channel. we I also do a blog of that YouTube channel. I also do an email of that YouTube channel video. So now we have like so many content about that long content. So you have to reinvent the wheel. Like, you have that content. Like, people don't see all my content all the time. And if they did, they didn't even remember, right? Like, it will be crazy to think like, oh, they saw that. You can even, like, Mike, you can even do like a video like I did last month on YouTube, and change the name and do a little tweak, and it's another video, and then people don't know, and they're eager to learn. And I give so many guides to them, like, so they get into my funnel. I keep nurture them, nurture, nurture, nurture. So I think that's how we do it like now in my team. Like that's but at the beginning I did it all like everything. Now I don't, but you start scaling and scaling. Now I have like a we're 11 in my team. I had I was by myself. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
No, that's awesome. And you know, I was contemplating whether or not to dive into this, but I want to save it for people who want to book a call with you, because one of the things that I've just admired is how you've been able to take short form and just have all of these automations to take care of the lead conversion. You know, you have these incredible many chat strategies, you have these unbelievable strategies when it comes to WhatsApp. But again, just for the sake of time, I want people to book a call with you to be able to talk about what it's like to partner with you to get your help, because you do work with people to be able to build out these strategies and introduce it to their business, whether they're Spanish or whether they're English, because you have a
Yes.
ton of incredible agents that are top producers in North America that are
Yes.
English, that have used your strategies and saw massive success. It's kind of like me being English helping you in Spanish, and vice versa. The concept and what needs to get done is the same. It's not language specific. So I'd
Yes.
love for you to kind of pull this full circle with, you know,
Yes.
what can people expect when deciding to partner with you? Because obviously you and I work together. I think it's great because you and I both try to lead by example at the highest level and practice what we preach, and, you know, take our lessons and all of our mistakes and help other people with it. But you've just taken it to a completely different level. And the fact that people get both of us when looking at this opportunity for free, you know, this coming year is one of the biggest opportunities people are ever going to have to scale, if they're around the right people and if they have the right strategy. Otherwise, I think they're going to get their ass kicked. So
Yeah.
what can people expect when look, you know, booking a call with you and exploring this opportunity?
Yes. Something I think you said very important. Sometimes maybe they think, oh, she's in Mexico, she will not understand. But you have to have your mind more open, wide open, because you might be in New York City and you are an American. And I know the same thing Mike knows, and you will get Mike and me, but you might get so many agents in Spanish that you are will be missing an opportunity because you will not have me. So I am an asset for you all the time. I have agents in Spain. They will write me at 2 a.m. Sometimes I'm responding, or 4 a.m.
Right.
I'm already up. So I'm an asset. I go all in with my team. If you're a runner, I will run with you the extra mile all the time. And I will teach you mindset, motivation, how to make your group growth. I will be always for you there. And of course, I will teach you everything I've learned. I'm a marketer. I major in marketing. I'm also a realtor, and I get coached. This year I've been coached by so many Americans and people because I invest in my head to be a better person and to be a better entrepreneur. So if you partner with me, you will never regret it, because I know you will have things that you will not have with anyone else, because I'm the best in Spanish. Mike is the best in English. I'm bilingual 100%, and I will go with you wherever you to take me, right? And if I don't know something in that moment, I will learn the answer, and I will ask anyone to get that done for you. So that's how I am, Mike. I don't know if that answer your, but I think you have to be open minded about that, because Latinos in the US and Canada are a huge market that we can both do together if you partner with me and Mike, and you will have English and Spanish in your business.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, I've being on this journey with you for, you know, over 4 years now, being able to just see how supportive you are, and the fact that, you know, energy is contagious. You know, when you're surrounded by people that are actually passionate and excited about what they're doing, you know, I see all these agents that are at traditional brokerages and they're surrounded by all these archaic, you know, styles of business saying, you know, social media is stupid, video doesn't work, you have to do it this way, prospecting's the only way. And they start to actually believe it because they're around people that just don't understand there's a different way to do it. And when you're surrounded by, you know, people like you and myself that are investing heavily into always staying ahead of the curve, learning how to, automate things with the AI and have this massive competitive advantage. But people who partner with us don't have to pay with it because we will do it for free. That's where the game is won. And for people that are looking to take their business to a completely new level, this is the opportunity. So again, I'm going to link Vane's calendar below, as well as all of her incredible content, so you can check it out, use it as a reference for yourself. But make sure you take this opportunity to book that conversation. Again, she could talk to you about the unbelievable automations when it comes to ManyChat and WhatsApp, because this was just the tip of the iceberg. And what she's actually doing is a completely different ball game. So again, Vane, thank you so much.
No, thank you, Mike. Mike, I love you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. And as I always tell you, because I'm never gonna be tired of telling you, thank you for helping me find my why. And my why is to impact, to help, and to motivate people that they're special and they can do whatever they want if they put the work in it. Thank you, Mike. I hope to see you soon. I
It was perfect. All right, we'll do the famous Vane goodbye.
yeah, they're like,
And again,
woo! Look.
she,
Yay!
you could tell her passion. She's a servant leader. It's a beautiful thing to see, and hopefully we get to welcome you into the incredible family. Take care.